In December of 2007, our economy changed. That's when, if you ask the experts, our country and our economy went into the recession. And all the other countries around the world followed in or are going through that now. And whether you listen to the news on a Monday or a Tuesday, we're either still in the recession, coming out of the recession, going back into a recession, I don't know. And that's not the point of the video to talk about the economy. What we do want to talk about in this video, though, is at that point, your customers changed, and they changed forever. And we need to realize that that happened and what that change was. That change has made our customers more value-driven than they were prior to or previous to the recession beginning. See, 10 years ago, if something went wrong in this studio, let's say the air conditioning went out, I may have called up a company and said, can you come over here and fix this problem? Whereas now, people might call up 4, 5, 6 companies and say, how much is it for you to come over here and fix this problem? They're pricing it out. And what that leads us to believe as small business owners and sales professionals is that our customers are now more price focused than they ever have been before. And that's not necessarily true, because it's important for us to realize that people don't buy on price. People buy on value. See, if people only bought on price, companies like Nike wouldn't exist, Disney wouldn't exist, Louis Vuitton wouldn't exist. These companies would be going out of business because they're definitely not the cheapest product or place to go to in the world. The reason why they're not only still in existence but are still succeeding is because there is a perceived value for the extra price people are paying. People are willing to pay more for a pair of Nike sneakers than some of their competitors because they just perceive them to be more valuable than those competitors. So that's important for us to realize. Now, the challenge for small business owners and sales professionals is, how do we get our prospective customers to view us as more valuable than our competitors without price being the point of value? Because for most of us, we're not the cheapest in town. We're not the cheapest service around. And for many companies, that's the way now, especially with the internet. People think I can go online and find any service I want cheaper online. So why would they want to do business with you? And how do we try to avoid the price objection as much as possible? And that's where networking and word-of-mouth marketing really comes in, and why I talk about and argue that word-of-mouth marketing is more important today than it ever has been before. And it's because of this change in our customers' behavior, the way that they are looking for products and services now. See, the fact is, the number one cause of a recession is fear. So we get bad news, we become tighter with our money. When we become tighter with our money, the big companies don't make as much money. When they don't make as much money, they start making cuts. When they start making cuts, we get more bad news, and so on and so on. The truth is, people still need our services. They still need our products. So it's not that they're not out there willing to spend money on them. The problem is, how do they know we exist? How do they know how we differentiate ourselves from our competitors? How do we become perceived as more valuable than our competitors so that we don't have to worry about, again, that price objection, or that price is the only point of value? Now, some industries have made this difficult on themselves because of how they're using traditional marketing. You know, I had a talk not that long ago where there was a lady from an insurance company there saying, Tim, no, you know, the value is price. People are buying my services based on price. And I said, that's true, but that's because as an industry, you've really started to make price the point of value. If you think of any insurance commercial we see on TV now, it's about how much money I can save by going to their company, or how much cheaper they are by going to their company. Now, I can tell you that my personal insurance is not the cheapest in town, but there is a level of value that I have for that extra premium I'm paying. So again, people don't just buy on price, they buy on value. So how do you become more valuable? Well, the best, most effective, most efficient way to do that is to have somebody refer you to that potential customer. So when somebody that your potential customer refers you to them, that gives us instant value because the person making the referral has a level of credibility, they have a level of trust, they have a relationship with that potential customer, and they're transferring their credibility, that trust, to us by making that referral. So when we come in, we already have value to us based on the relationship of the person passing the referral and the person they're giving us to as the referral. So now, if you think about it, in most cases, when you get a really good, high-quality referral, oftentimes price never really comes up. The price is just the price. They don't debate it. They don't shop it out. They don't try to compare us to other people. Sometimes they will, but for most of them, they won't. Why? Because we're already more valuable. Now, if our price is great and very competitive, it makes us even better. But again, oftentimes it doesn't even come up. So in order for us to really grow our businesses effectively now, we really need to pay attention to how well we are networking, how well are we becoming visible out there with other businesses, how well are we building those business relationships so that we can create a pipeline of referrals coming into our business and not just hit or miss, not relying on the phone to ring and hope that we are either the cheapest one they've talked to that day or that we can try to convince them that though we're not the cheapest, they still want to do business with us. And that's what's happening right now. The phone is still ringing for a lot of companies. Their sales just aren't going up because they're relying on somebody finding them. And when they're finding you, whether they're finding you online, they're finding you in the yellow pages, however they may find you, if there's no other point of value, the only thing they're going to look at is price. They're going to compare you to your competitor based on how much you are, based on how much they are, and that's all they're going to go on because they have no other way of assigning value. Traditional marketing is still extremely important for you to do, and you can use it to build that value base, but for a lot of small businesses and a lot of sales professionals, we don't have a large marketing budget to go out and spend the amount of money it takes to build that value, to build that perceived value. So again, the most cost-effective way for us to do it is through word-of-mouth marketing. We have to become the best networkers we can possibly be in order to be successful, in order to not only survive what is still tough economic times, but strive through that and really set ourselves apart for when the economy turns around and is booming once again. So continue to look and watch these videos, read the articles, use the forums, use the tools that are accessible to you through this site to make yourself the most effective networker you can be. Because when I say word-of-mouth marketing is now more important, that doesn't mean you just have to do more networking. It means you have to become a more effective networker. It's not about just going to more meetings and being ineffective, because that's just a waste of time. It's about doing more, but getting more from that.